Kia ora team, welcome back to the Black Jersey and welcome to the 2022 season previews. I want to kick this wee series off with a preview for the Crusaders, who obviously won Super Rugby Aotearoa for the second time in a row last year in 2021. The Crusaders, for the most part, haven't made massive changes to their lineup, and what they've mostly done for players coming in as rookies is they've promoted guys from their academy, which I think is absolutely amazing, and it shows they've got a real good faith in what's happening in that academy, and it shows they've got faith in the youngsters, which I really love to see. So Michael Alatoa and Isi Tuongafasi have both left, and in comes Finlay Brewis, a very young guy from Canterbury. He's coming through the academy, I assume, and it's very exciting to get a new tight 5 forward, because I'm always interested to see what they can do besides scrummage, because I love seeing a big fella run in tight spaces and open spaces even more than tight spaces. Over for the hookers, Andrew Makaleo has gone to the Highlanders, and in comes Shiloh Klein, who is playing as Brodie McAllister's backup at Canterbury for quite a while this year, and so I'm happy for him that he's getting a bit of a promotion. We then move to the locks. Luke Romano has gone to the Blues. What? This is quite unusual news to have a look at, because Luke Romano had been ever present for the Crusaders squads ever since, goodness me, 2011. Luke Romano, after over 30 tests for the All Blacks, 100 games for the Crusaders, wasn't even wanted by the team. And so it's going to be a bit of a shake-up there with Zach Gallagher, the rookie, coming in to take his place. It's a very experienced lineup. He's joining Quinton Strange, Mitch Dunshay, Scott Barrett, Sam Whitelock, so he's going to learn a lot of those guys. In with the loose forwards, Fishu Kamu Douglas and Tom Sanders have both gone, so Dominic Gardner and Corey Callow, who have both come in as rookies, are going to get their first ever season of Super Rugby. They've come through the academy as well. I'm very excited for those two loose forwards. I can't wait to see what they're going to be about. Then the big talking point is Pablo Matera. What a huge announcement it was. I could not believe it. Pablo Matera said in interviews that the Crusaders were like his favourite team as a child, and so it must be pretty darn cool for the guy that he's going to debut for the team in 2022 this season. How awesome for the guy. Over with the halfbacks, Iri Inari, who should have got a lot more game time for the team in the past, has gone to Moana Pacifica, and so Te Toiro Tahurirangi is coming to the Crusaders to play for a team his best friend Sean Wainui, rest in peace to that man, used to play for. Tahurirangi's kind of coming in with the ambition to resurrect his career after getting stuck behind Brad Weber at the Chiefs. Brett Cameron, he's one that got away, man. I'm not really happy to see him leaving to Japan, and in comes Simon Hickey. He didn't take the field for the Hurricanes at all last year. I'm not really sure what the Crusaders are doing there. We've got to have more young first fives coming in. At least Fergus Burke will have another old head to learn some tips off though, in terms of his development. That'll be very good for him. In the centres, Rennie Ranger has gone back to Northland. He might possibly retire, I'm not sure though, nothing confirmed yet. And Jack Goodhue will be coming back from injury. Whereas on the outside backs, Manasa Mataele debuted for Fiji in 2021, and now this year he's playing for the Force. Josh Mackay has gone to the Glasgow Warriors in Scotland, and so Kini Naholo, who was released by the Chiefs after suffering a bit of injuries, has come from Taranaki and into the Crusaders. So that's Sevu Reece, Kini Naholo, Chafee Haki, Will Jordan, Lester Whainga, Anuku and George Bridge, all in there at outside backs. The backs truly are the highlight of the Crusaders right now. I think the Crusaders have a very good looking squad, and what I want to do for you guys is predict who I think will be the starting 15 for week 1 of the tournament. George Bower's probably going to start a bit more for them now that he's debuted for the All Blacks. I think Cody Taylor will obviously remain as the first choice hooker, whereas Fletcher Newell I think is going to be the guy who takes over the mental piece left by Michael Alatoa, and maybe in the future he could get an All Black cap. Tamwaiti Williams was converted from a tight head to a loose head by Canterbury and the Crusaders, so I think this is going to open up the 3 jersey either for Jaeger or Newell, who I believe will win the battle for the 3 jersey over Jaeger. Lock Scott Barrett will obviously remain as captain, and he'll be flanked by Sam Whitelock, massive man, massive assistance to your actual captain. Then in the loose forwards, Ethan Blackadder I think is going to be playing as the blind side. Look, what's going on with the Crusaders is that they've got a long line of loose forwards and stuff. They're all very good, but what they don't have is an open side that's world class. Tom Christie's only really good at the basics of his position. He doesn't really run the ball all too much. So I think they'll want a bit more out of the 7 jersey, and Pablo Matera is going to play at 7. Remember, in Argentina, the open sides wear 6, so here Matera will wear 7. He can play all across the back row. I just think Pablo Matera will settle at 7 with Blackadder at 6, where he was preferred by the All Blacks. Cullen Grace, I do believe, recovering from injury, could continue on as a number 8. If he's not turning up in good shape after that injury from 2021, maybe Christie will start at 7 with Matera at 8. But yeah, I think it will be Blackadder, Matera, Grace making up the back row of the loose forwards. I do think Tatoiro Tahurirangi's ambitions to resurrect his career could go very well as well. I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to put this fella in at 9 to go with Richie Mo'unga. Everyone knows Richie Mo'unga will be at 10 for as long as his career at the Crusaders lasts. Lester Fainga'a-Anuku, I do believe as well, is going to take over the number 11 jersey from George Bridge. Lester Fainga'a-Anuku is not a centre. I think he's going to ask to play at 11 to the coaches, and he's going to just take off and finally get an All Black cap if Caleb Clark isn't recalled. I think David Havili will be paired with Goodhue in the centres. I think Goodhue will come back to 13, and Enor is going to be seen as more of a utility back off the bench. I don't see Enor or Goodhue making the All Blacks in 2022, but I do see Goodhue and Havili providing a very solid partnership from 12 and 13. Severis will continue in 14, of course, and Will Jordan prefers to play 15, so I think it's safe to say that Scott Robertson is going to keep him there. He's the only true specialist fullback in the Crusaders, if you want to class him as one, and Havili is a specialist 12. So yeah, the Crusaders are going to have a very interesting 2022 season this year. They've got a lot of young blood, so are they going to manage to continue what they've had going on for several years under Razor, or is it going to be yet another trophy in the bag? I can't wait to see. This is going to be a super dope season, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Remember to look at our website over on the Black Jersey down in the description. It is live now, and if you want to read it, I've got an article version of this video. We're also present over on Instagram, Discord, and I've got a Patreon and Subscribestar if you ever want to make a small donation to me. Thank you for watching the video, guys. My pleasure. See you later.